Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the MTG Arena Run. Today, we're going to continue with some more Planeswalkers. We're going to actually be taking a look at the sort of life gain aggro-ish deck. This one's actually more Orzhov than Absent, so you can drop most of the green cards, but I want to feature our mythic Ketis for a while. Now, Ketis basically makes a lot of our legendary spells cheaper, so Oath of Kaya will become 2, will just cost 2, Sorin costs 3, Ajani will cost 3, Tolsimir will cost 4, Arlinn will cost 5, and so some of these guys. There's gonna be enough discounts all around, and the ability to buy them back once in a while, pretty good. That said, we're primarily a life gain deck. I chose Command the Dread Horde as my one-off finisher. This could easily be Bolas the Citadel. Actually, I think that could potentially be better. But otherwise, the idea is our early game consists of Ajani's Pride Mate, Bloodthirsty Aerialist, and a number of instances of life gain. So we have Legion's Landing, so that's gives us a 1/1 life link and with the potential for more. I chose Cruel Celebrant here over Corpse Knight, primarily because because Corpse Knight doesn't give us life; it just pings our opponent. But so we're hoping our creatures die, and based on my experience with a lot of control decks, our creatures are gonna die quite a bit, and die graveyard, not just getting exiled, though some will. Amara also gives us some lifelink, so that's nice. But basically the idea is these two guys, whenever we gain life, they get bigger, and we're counting on that. We have Oath of Kai to gain us some life, especially when they start attacking into our planeswalkers. Sorin, very convenient. On our turn, our creatures have lifelink, so we can swing with. So our Pride Mate and our Aerialist will basically fuel themselves. Can also use the +2 to get an additional counter. Johnny quite decent as well. I probably would prefer a second copy of Ajani over a second copy of Arlinn, but I'm running with this one right now because I want to give the Wolf package a try. Now, speaking of wolves, Nightpack Ambusher, very great in Simic Flash. I'm giving this one a try here because of Tolsimir. Basically allows us to fight opposing creatures and gains us life too, so very convenient. Trust 90 Discordant, this one's more of an experiment. God Eternal Oketra, this one is our advantage engine. We're gonna try to run at least one of these Eternals or Ilharg if possible. And yeah, we're running Arlinn just to get more triggers off Tolsimir and get some benefit off the Nightpack Ambusher. So otherwise, our lands, because of the heavy emphasis on getting our colors right, we're not running any non-colored lands. We could potentially run Evolving Wilds, I suppose. Yeah, in fact, I could fix the mana balance. We're really leaning on white-black with a splash of green, so our mana base is probably not correct. That said, sideboard, Dawn of Hope, Vraska's Contempt, Basilica Bellhaunt, few one-off legendaries. Carnage Tyrant's always good. Ethereal Absolution for the long haul. Basically, our sideboard is more for the long game. We have to be very conscious of what we pick in our opening hand. With enough cards, we could open on 2 lands and hope to pick a third. I would still prefer to have 3 land opening hand, at least for the most part. So that said, played several games with this. Mostly been running up against some Feather decks, so doing kind of decently. I guess I could improve on the removal package. The Kaya's Rat feels like it doesn't belong, but we do need that reset button once in a while. So we're gonna give this one a shot. Pop that list. There is plenty of room for improvement here. My deck is kind of hoping to ride the life gain train in order to ride out aggro decks. Hopefully life gain, trade stuff into a Kaya's Rat. So Slightly sad about our opening here, but I am going to keep this. So we'll go for the turn 2 Pride Mate. Probably let it get killed. Hopefully we can draw into another white source so we can go Pride Mate landing turn 3. Then we can have Mortify support afterwards. Okay, so yeah, we'll do the Pride Mate first. Because one, we're never going to get the turn 1 landing anyway. Okay, so it's also in the life game plan. Thankfully we got Oath of Kaya. So we have Oath of Kaya to power our first Pride Mate. Still waiting for that white source though. Let's see how our opponent does it. Gets a Danto Vanguard instead. But we are gonna ping this we're gonna ping our opponent's Vanguard though. Alternately, I did say we can take the initial hit because it looks like that's opponent's mono white so far. We're gonna force our opponent to start removing some of our stuff. So no attacks. Technically, attacking is actually not a bad idea. We trade with the Vanguard. Opponent plays Mentor of the Meek, so this is some straight mono white deck. So we're gonna gain some life. So no blocks. We'll take the full 5. We'll ping Mentor. Okay, yeah, there's our backup. So we're kind of racing our opponent now, but we will get multiple triggers. Okay, get those triggers up. And we can now start pumping tokens as a backup plan. So we're gonna try to save. Now, considering how big our Pride Mates are, we're going to save our Mortifies for big creatures. I don't know if our opponent has those in the list. We have to assume that. Okay. So our opponent is incentivized to. Oh, he's not gonna swing. Okay. So I'm still gonna swing with everyone. Then we're going to use Mortify to trick for the inevitable chump block. And we need something that's not a land at this point. Aerialist is fine. Actually, Aerialist can be brutal. I'm gonna swing with everything because, yeah, this is still a life gain trigger. And you thought, Ajani's Pride Mate, you need the proper setup against the proper opponent. So... is he gonna go for... Okay, he's gonna... Okay, he's blocking both. He might have God's Willing. Nope, doesn't have God's Willing, so... he can choose to... might as well not get blocked, I guess, but it's kind of the same. And get more triggers. That said, our opponent can just play something big, but Venerated Loxodon is not going to do it at this point. These guys are 5/5s now. Angelic Exaltation. Yeah, this one's very late. Sure, we took 5, but if I have one, I don't have a kill spell now, but this is kind of enough to, yeah, Oath of Kaya, very, very good stuff. Yeah, opponent sees the writing on the wall. Get our first win. Now, granted, our opponent's the life gain deck, but missed on Ajani. Yeah, if you're gonna do life gain, you really should be doing Orzhov at this point, at the very least. So many good cards you can get. So many good cards, good synergies you can get. I probably could have cards like Moment of Craving in the sideboard, but so far I feel like we do have a decent anti-aggro game. This is not keepable. No white mana whatsoever, so we're definitely mulling this. This one is much more keepable. We're probably gonna bin Arlinn. Yeah, turn 1 Temple to... fingers crossed get us a third copy of mana. So gonna be painful to... Okay, at least we got the isolated chapel. So we do have 3 mana up. And I'm probably gonna keep the Temple Garden up top because we have Oketra running. Although... Thought the ratio is probably gonna just kill Oketra. Oh no, it's Fibbletip. Okay, so we have some time. Gonna run the Overgrown Tomb first. We'll take the hit. I could... Actually, I could just run the Temple Garden first, take the hit too. Both kind of the same. Opponent probably has tons of removal. I'm kind of counting on it. Because if I remember correctly, this version of Dimir with Fibbletip is basically accruing advantage. I should expect something like Thief of Sand. Ooh, that's another way to get some advantage. So I guess we'll run Aerialist back to back. Also, nice thing about Aerialist, 3 toughness, so dodges Cry of the Carnarium, dodges Flame Sweep. Doesn't dodge targeted red removal, but 1:1 is still decent. Okay, this is interesting. Kind of looking for life gain. Right now, our opponent hasn't been anything worth... Okay. Actually, if this is our opponent's plan, I would be expecting something like a Doom move. We have Kaya's Rat if we need to, so I'm gonna just swing with the Aerialist. Yeah, just gonna buy some time on the board. I don't feel a need to use anything yet. Here, Sorin would be really nice. Even if I can only swing at Aerialist, that's still good enough. It actually looks like our opponent's about to unload the... Okay. This one is... Okay, so going for Surveil. He really needs it badly. If he Surveils... Okay, dumps a Fibbletip, so... Not coming up Wine and Roses for opponent. I'm willing to take hits. Okay, gets Fibble... Oh, gets Lazav back. Opponent is desperate. I probably should have just played the Aerialist after all, but if I draw another mana, I'm just gonna play God Eternal Oketra, then run things out from there. Out of Kaya also does it. So yeah, I'm gonna snipe Lazav. It looks like his engine is centered on Lazav, so we probably should snipe it. And get some nice counters. Kinda wish I played the Aerialist if I knew this was gonna happen, but nice to have the safety. If you don't need to go all in, probably don't go all in. Turns out our opponent was playing Esper, so interesting build though. The Shar, okay. He's milling us. We don't... Well, I kind of needed that land, but we don't really lose much. Chamber Sentry. X equals 0 to bin us again. Ooh, nice synergy. Oh, we lost the Sorin, and we lost another land. It is what it is. Oh, wait. Oh, oh, clever. He set up a combo. Nice. So this one's gonna take a bit forever. I'm gonna see how the game processes this, but I'm impressed. Okay, now this one. Now technically I should concede here, but I'm going to test out to see how long it takes before. Well, technically we're losing 2 cards a turn, because I know the game complains about the number of iterations you go through. Now, it's possible the game might have patched this out, so it would see this as a legit loop. Yeah, this is very interesting. So he's gonna literally mill us out. I'm gonna see how the game responds. So yeah, auto pass. So, well, not like we have any responses anyway. I think the game sees this as a legitimate one, so it will It shouldn't trigger. I think it also triggers only on 25 plus iterations, so we will run out of cards. But yeah, our opponent assembled the combo, and it's it's a nice combo to have before the set runs out. It makes me want to put Gaia's Blessing. Well, maybe not. It does explain why we have copies of Lazav. They're basically backups to some of these other guys. Yeah. So it's actually pretty decent. Yeah, hands down, quite good. I can't complain too much about this because yeah, our opponent managed. Yeah, Teshar was very good at setting it up. Yeah, Chamber Sentry, and he set it up down to the last card. Very good job. It's a bit painful to have to do this over and over again. I'm only trying to see if will the game complain or not. Frankly, I don't think the game will complain because one, our opponent is doing actions over and over again. It will not trigger either of our time loops, and yeah, he just has to keep going at it. I believe our opponent probably has done this before, so this shouldn't be a problem. But yeah, I want to see him go through the whole thing. Like, how many cards did we have at the start? Let's see, we didn't lose anything, so he's gone through 11 iterations, 12. And he needs to go through another 13 iterations. Actually, it's exactly 25. He should not trigger a draw warning. And even then, what am I gonna do? Wrath? Then he goes for... Yeah, by the time he gets through all of these, I would be down to like 2 cards. He has to keep going for it. Yeah. Kinda want to have Gaia's Blessing now, huh? Well, that's probably sideboard card at best, and even then... No. Because think of this, how many cards does it take to assemble this combo? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a 4 card combo. Now, our opponent went through like how many cards? Well, he drew 2 extra cards. Used Lasav's Surveil, so he went through 4 more cards than we did. Yeah, this is not too... So, looks like our opponent did have the God Hand here. So, good job. So, admittedly, very painful for our opponent to go through this, but... He's got the honors here. And yeah, the game should not be actually, I'm really curious to see how the interaction works. I think the game does not complain because something is literally happening. It's not like a dead loop like Polyraptor where actually no, that's actually a very good question. Because the Polyraptor combo Polyraptor with the... Is that Rapacious Raptor or... The new 2-mana Raptor, the one that deals damage to whatever comes into play on your side. That one is theoretically unstoppable. Oh, okay. So as you can see, we are down to 10 cards. Our opponent is forced to stop. Swing with everything. Now, the way he blocked, he can only get Fibble Tip back. So the question is... So it looks like our opponent is forced to stop. So... Diligent Excavator is good, but I think you... Yeah, our opponent's probably thinking of going through the combo mid-game. Now here's the thing. Fibble Tip... So I can actually do Ketis to... I can actually use Ketis to buy back stuff now. So, what shall I? So let's see. I can play Ketis first. Then next turn, probably play one of my Tolsamirs. Need to think this through because our opponent is down with cards. We need to try to win this one. I think this the. I don't. Okay, the Zato Multifarious. Can he restart the combo? He needs to pay 4 to get Teshar. He can play this one, but he doesn't get Diligent Excavator. Yeah, so we see the... No, yeah, this one's kind of bad. I actually feel like our opponent might complain about this on Facebook at this point. So we do get our 5th land, so we can Oketra if we need to, but... So we're going to discard our 2 Legions landings. It's gonna give us a... Yeah, this one's gonna give us a huge stack to get back from. So what do we get back? Let's gonna get back Tolsimir first. Well, in theory, I probably should not have been both Legions landings. I could have been something like MR. That was a bit inefficient. Okay, let's see. What can he get back? So we're gonna try to snipe Lazav, basically, because Lazav is the backup. It's the backup card here. We need to make sure we can kill all Lazavs. Okay. Yeah, slight misplay there. Probably not both Legions landings. So opponent blocks with Fibble Tip. And unless our opponent can play something... Yeah. I think this is a case of... this combo is good mid-game when... Okay, opponent has Teshar. He can cast this for 0. Oh, I think he can restart the combo. Wait. He can restart, but he needs to have one of the other pieces. Oh no, and he has to pay 5 mana. Oh, this is not in his hand. So he's got Chamber Sentry. He can buy something back. So we have removal in Oath of Kaya. Okay, he's gonna get Fibble Tip. He's gonna try to draw into the rest of his combo. He draws 2 cards out of this. Oh wait, just one? Okay, gets his Chamber Sentry. So Malady. Mortify's okay. So we need to play a 3 mana card. So get this. Yes. So we're going to dump the other Ketis and probably dump Arlinn.
Civilization encroaches further.
So this gives us access to Sorin, which will ping our opponent down for 1. Then we can Oath of Kaya in addition. Ajani, which buffs our entire team, but that just puts him in mass block. Okay, let's do the Oath of Kaya first. Doesn't matter, I still get the trigger. I'm gonna ping Teshar.
You realize I do not stand alone.
Basically just a random trigger. So it turns out our opponent using Ketis on us. Yeah, we had the Kaya's Rat on time, so that was the good news. If we didn't have Kaya's Rat, that was definitely all over. Opponent goes down to 3. Basically, we need to empty board. And yeah, looks like the computer interface is not friendly. Okay, he's got the Fairy Time Raveler, so he can bounce something.
Stand by and watch.
He doesn't have mana for a rat. He's gonna bounce the wolf. Okay.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
Draws a card. Yeah. So, in paper, we definitely would have lost. Opponent would have repeated X number of iterations. So, this is one of the failings of Arena, I suppose. Yeah, doesn't feel great, but I know. But doesn't feel great, but yeah. Opponent had to pull that trigger. If Diligent Excavator milled 3 cards at the time instead of 2, it would have been perfect for. It would have been perfectly fine to wipe us out. Yeah, our opponent demonstrated the combo. Unfortunately, Arena failed to take that to account. Okay, need one more mana, but we got 2 Scrylands, so we'll definitely keep this one. I'm gonna play the Temple of Silence first because we need white mana. Yeah, Temple Garden's fine. Am I willing to take 2 to play Ajani's Pride Mate? Maybe. Depends on the because we do have. Yeah, I'm gonna take 2 play Pride Mate now. Then worst case scenario, we have to play Temple of Malady and do nothing. Opponents unjund. Yet more elves. So this is very interesting. Marauding Raptor, we need to kill this ASAP. Not gonna happen. Yeah, we'll keep this one. Our opponent's not gonna Polyraptor anything. I think it's our turn to I think are we running into combo decks? Oh, well, we do have Mortifies to shut the engine down, so to speak. Am I willing to trade Ajani's Pride Mate for some of our opponent's creatures, then just play Aerialist next turn? Yes. Opponent's paying 4 mana. I suspect Ripjaw Raptor. John Dinos is interesting. Oh, another Marauding Raptor. Oh yeah, he can still play that Ripjaw Raptor. So he draws 2 cards. Nice. Question: Am I willing to trade these 2 for this? Yes. Because the Marauding Raptor is going to be a major threat at all times. Yeah, Trigger's not going to save him. Say lovey. So I could play Shalai, but I think the better bet is to take the hit and mortify the Raptor before he gets even more shenanigans on. And our opponent's at. Yeah, cheap removal would be nice. We do have the mana for Wrath. Okay. So Wrath would be really nice. So take 4. Okay, it's not a Wrath, so I can play the Aerialist to block 1, but 7, 11, 12, 13. That's brutal. Okay, it's the same anyway, so you know what? I will Rat 1 red this one. So kind of hoping for Rat off the top, but it's Rat or bust at this point. Opponent had the nuts with the double Raptor, and the quick elves too. Does give an argument for having disfigures on main. So, are we dead yet? definitely need a rat off top. We're not gonna get it, so yep, that's good game. Now it does bring a question: could we survive with just putting all onboard removal? Like we put craft the carnariums. I don't want to skip the life gain package. That's the thing. We need the early aggro to distract our opponent. It won't help against the last deck that our opponent did, though. So definitely keeping this one because we have all our colors. We're kind of one shy off Kaya's Wrath mana. But Aerialist into Vengeful Bloodlord, pretty decent. So we're gonna go for that. Opponents on mono red aggro. Yep. So this is probably the absolute worst hand to keep for this deck. Let's see if we can draw if we can draw a Pride Mate, that'd be okay. One of the Scrylands might be kind of decent too. We don't have, well, Cruel Celebrant's actually okay too as well. It is very distracting for our opponent. Okay, Kaya's Wrath, but not the right mana, so I'll still probably play the Aerialist, hoping to get another white source so we can rat our opponent's board away. I want to play the Aerialist. It's probably gonna eat a bolt. Yeah, but I want to rat first before playing Sorin. Opponent's taking a while thinking. Okay, not too bad. Okay, here comes the light up the no light up the stage. Yeah, I want to play this mana first in the hopes of me drawing a white source. Okay, Lightning Strike incoming. Yep. We're actually gonna miss Lightning Strike. Okay, Chain Whirler. So, take some hits. We can mortify it, that's the good news. No, we don't have to. So we're gonna basically try to buy ourselves some time. I will play the Aerialist first, though. Yeah, I will play the Aerialist first. Basically, if our opponent has to spend mana pinging, it's good. Okay, yeah, good. Work email. So what are we kind of looking for? We know our opponent's gonna tick this up, guaranteed. Oh, even Regulator, so gets to tick up twice. Gets a shock. Gets 2 shocks. Has the mana, it's gonna snipe with both. That's good. Now here's the thing, okay. So our opponent gets to draw 2 cards at the top. Chandra's Regulators are good. Now our goal is to hopefully keep the Aerialist alive and be able to play Sorin in just to start pinging down keep Chandra under control. Yeah, here we go, Kiko. So that spends. So light up the stage. Lightning Strike, so we're going to lose the Aerialist. Sad times. Gonna shock this one. Lava Runner, so we're gonna take 2. Oh, nah.
Now you've done it.
For a drink.
Yeah, so we're just trading blows.
familiar with pain.
Now I have to use Sorin, unfortunately. Thankfully, it's still one tick up, even if she's doubling on cards. We eventually do have.
No problem. Fire can't
So we're gonna take. Oh, good. Experimental Frenzy. Don't ping him down that way.
You waste your stamina.
Let the nightly hunt commence. This is your hunt
So keeping Chandra under control.
I abhor my need for blood.
Now, Experimental Frenzy out on board means. Okay. He did lose one. Okay, the Wizard's Lightning. We're gonna lose Sorin.
You
Even
will
lose
become
Arlinn.
dust.
Yeah, just unloading everything. Unfortunately, yeah, we're gonna lose Arlinn too.
Sit back and watch it burn.
So, yep.
Heal!
Ha! Trostani Discordant, not gonna do much. Problem is, our opponent gets to actually draw 14 cards. Still casting off the top though.
The hunter becomes
Thankfully,
the hunted.
the pyromancers were slightly distracted. So, still going off the top.
Let's light it up!
So definitely not. So gonna take the damage from here. Yeah, it's just gonna take 6 damage. Sure. So you get Shalai. Yeah, we're gonna lose anyway. This forces our opponent to kill Shalai first, which it's still fingers crossed. It's still fingers crossed. We're probably still gonna lose.
Oh, it's you. Guess
Yep,
you don't
forced to
need
target
me anymore.
themselves.
Sit back and
Exiles
watch
even
it
more
burn.
cards. Can only play one. Exiled a ton of lands, but yeah, this engine's gonna get going very quickly. He's gonna play everything out. Between this and that. So, if he knows how to use his mana correctly. Always thinking number 3. Yeah, he'll have all the mana in the world. So, Karma, I agree. Still has another Shame Warrior. And another. Okay, then he's gonna do yet another Chain Warrior. The odds of us surviving 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Nope, we're down to 10 already. Just needs to kill Trump. There you go. Yep, that's correct. We did draw one rat. Could we have waited? Probably. Yeah, rat on this, at least on the earlier board with all the pyromancers, that would be decent enough. So taking a big, we're taking a big hit here. At least the games went relatively, second game notwithstanding, games went relatively fast. So let's see if we can keep it going. I have to give mad props to our opponent's deck, but I wouldn't play that deck for Arena. It's a very decent, if not fragile, combo. unfortunately, the game forces you to end the combo. So it's... yeah. Okay, so definitely keeping this. At least we have Mortify and Ketis to back us up slightly. But so far I noticed that we're usually losing when we keep these medium range hands. So overall, if we redesign this, probably more 2-drops. Maybe you could get away with less Mortifies and just lean harder on sweepers. That said, Mortify is good against some matchups though. Okay. So elemental aggro. Oh no. I did not want to see 3 Mortifies. Yeah. I'm gonna take a gamble and bin the aerialist in hopes of, because we need to have at least one untapped mana source, or else we're gonna take quite a bit of damage here. Oh yeah, speaking of War of the Spark, the scenario, I finally finished reading the book. It's okay when you come in with no expectations, though. I think my final verdict is the book could have been longer. Actually, it feels like it does no justice as one book. It probably should have been split into multiple books. Even now, after that main book, there is a sequel that's still following up. I think overall the series could follow up as like 4 books, but not. So maybe Cavalcade. Kaya's Wrath would not be bad here. This is literally aggro. Yeah, Cry of the Carnarium would be nice. Kinda late for the Steamkin, but... So 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah, we're probably gonna lose this one. We kept a really slow hand. I guess if I were to rebuild this, yeah, it'll just be straight Orzhov. Drop the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
A bunch of new burn spells to try it. Say hi
Yeah,
to my
we
fiery friends.
probably will not survive. Kaya's Wrath would be nice, but we're still down to 2. Yeah, too late to save us. So I think the overall verdict here, yeah, Mortify, it's decent in some matchups. I guess I probably should be running Moment. I should be running Moment of Craving main. So you know what? I'm gonna claim our wins.
Why do I love Kraken?
I don't know if we really got two inspiring unit points. So am I gonna make that one change? No, let's go through it one more time. Actually, we're at 43 minutes. No, that's it. Well, basically, I'll just do the quick changes here right now. So, and just discuss the changes. We'll probably end the series quickly. So yeah, you notice that the problem is we have way too many 3 mana spells. Oath of Kaya is nice, Mortify is nice, but I think in the long run I would substitute Mortify with Moment of Craving, at least while it's still available. Yeah, we lose the anti-enchantment clause, but I guess that's okay. That's pretty much the one change I would do. And worst case scenario, we can just cast this on our own creatures if we have to. So it's not completely dead. Dread Horde. Yeah, we never got to test this out. I still don't know if this or Bolas' Citadel is better. I think Command the Dread Horde at least gives us more options. It's still kind of scary though. The Wolf package is decent. You know, let's do it that quick change and let's just do one more game. Let's just play 1 or 2 more games. I don't think we can go through another constructed traditional constructed queue with the amount of time we have left. I really want to cut this off at 1 hour. So definitely keeping this hand. We do get aerialist turn 3. Here's hoping the moment of cravings kind of help us at least help enable the aerialist. But we're definitely running Tomb, Chapel into Plains. We could just run... No, I want to run aerialist first because we do have the turn 4 Sorin. Another alternative we can do is run mana ramp basic. The only caveat is that all the mana ramps in green, and we are trying to run white. And we're trying to run white and black cards as our actual kill engine. So yeah, I think overall it's just drop the green altogether. Well, maybe you can keep a splash. So okay, no rush. So enters tap. You know, as long as we can enter these tap, it's fine. Kind of short on removal. Ooh, this might be so our opponent has to play a lightning strike. At least we can do Sorin, take up once, then take up again. Even if we lose Sorin afterwards, still kind of okay. Sulfur Falls. Could get hit by an Ionize. That's the one thing that scares me. Go for broke. Counter spell. And this deck probably runs a set of negates. No counter spell.
I will have revenge for House Marco.
Interesting voice. Tick up.
What a mess I've made.
And tick up again. Yep, that's the 1-2 engine. Would be... No, yeah, it looks like our opponent might be playing a... This has the hallmarks of a 1000-year storm deck. And that... Though usually the ones I see tend to run black main splash this, get the 1000-year storm with Mastermind's Acquisition. So our opponent gonna try Crimson Phoenix. Gonna swing anyway. Because 1, it will take up our aerialist. 2, we can Moment of Craving to kill the token. Yeah, there was a misplay here. I could have just... I should have just ticked up. And I'm about to play Ketis. Kinda don't need to. So at the very least, if our opponent's trying to get through with Rekindling Phoenix, we can Ketis our way through this. Oh, looks like our opponent's playing Teamer. No elementals. Teamer... I think there's a version with Wilderness Reclamation and whatnot. Phoenix again. Command the Dread Horde, but okay, unfortunately it's only when you cast creature spells. I am willing to play Oketra out just in case. Yeah, let's play. Oh, that's enough. That's enough. I actually have no idea what happened to our opponent's board. He could have been land flooded or whatnot. So that was one quick game. Yeah, let's do another one. Moment of Craving. Yeah, it's miles better. And it is functionally a disfigure with an adder rider. When we lose some moment of craving, there's actually necromantic thirst, but we don't need the necromantic thirst. Might be better, or it is still functional at least. So, example, take 2 pride. Yeah, let's keep this one. Because at least we have all 4 mana for Kaya's Wrath if we have to. Definitely gonna bin that. Because we need a little less conversation and a little more action. There's some action. And yeah, Moment of Craving is still a better trigger, so yeah. That does the... As much as I'm loath to... Maybe the Mortify goes on the sideboard. And I'll just make some tweaks there. Yeah, this... I guess not. Snake at this. Now next turn we will have options. We'll probably leave the Night Pack Ambusher behind. One is probably gonna just kill Ketis, which is fine with me. Also does nothing, also kind of fine with me. And the interesting thing also, it really depends. One is taking his time, hasn't played a single thing. Not even a Kaya's Wrath. Okay, we solved that. And then, yeah, because we can do Moment of Craving up, I am not gonna cast anything. This does force our opponent to have a second Wrath. The Fairy is not gonna do it. He can bounce our Ambusher,
I won't
guess.
hide from the world any longer.
Well, that also works.
Not so fast.
I can still just attack the Fairy. So right now, I'm literally just trying to draw lands.
You just let me know if you're up for round 2.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had the more... Well, actually Vraska's Contempt, but no, it did not. It would not help us in those aggro matchups. Cloud Erasure... Yeah, sure. Take your pick. Probably... We might lose... We probably won't lose the Wrath. Our opponents demonstrated that they're not the creature deck. We could lose one of these two. We could lose Arlinn also. Definitely not going to lose Moment of Craving. That's... I doubt our opponent's that deck. Okay, loses Arlinn. Which probably means he has an answer for this. I'm seeing a Mortify. Oh, Narset. Okay. So the nice thing is, I can split attention, force our opponent to dig for another rat with the top 4 cards. Mastermind's Acquisition. And our opponent's gonna be so annoyed. Opponent's gonna be so annoyed when they see the second ambusher. The opponent is now forced to Kaya's Wrath. I don't think our opponent expected us to be the Simic Flash deck, quote unquote. Gets a card, needs 3 mana, Eternal Isolation, okay, resolve. Yep, that was the unexpected play, and that was the one I was kind of hoping for. So yeah, the correct change here is get Moment of Craving instead. I'm gonna call this one a day. And yeah, that's it for this episode, the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. Yeah, doing this over the weekend. I might just do another draft at this time, or maybe I could just wait. Amaket Singleton's coming up soon, but well, what can I say? The deck has some promise. I probably wouldn't run it like this in the future. Maybe several tweaks. Maybe just lean it all in on Orzhov with a very light splash. The Wolf combination is interesting though. Anyway, it's a relatively fun deck. I'm kind of happy with it. And anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Do check out my other content. So thank you and God bless.